Well, it's funny because I do exercise. I mean, when I'm not fighting cancer, I do swimming and Pilates and things like that that are clearly exercise kinds of things. But I have to say that the thing that I think adds to my feeling of well-being and I think my overall health is more the non-exercise things, like I volunteer in schools and work with kids doing music and work with a group of older people doing music, um, doing things to make being alive sort of worth it. Um, so yes, I like to exercise and I like to swim and I like to walk on my treadmill and I like to walk outside. But the real things that add to me feeling like it's worth it for me to be alive are more the volunteer work and that kind of stuff for me. Well, it's a challenge right now with the stay in place orders because generally I would like to do more walking outside, but I have been doing gardening. I have a treadmill that I walk on, and I try to stay active in that way. Right now with the chemotherapy, there are days where I really don't feel like I physically can do much. But when I can, I am really anxious to get back to doing Zumba with you because I love dancing. And is like my grandson's wedding. I couldn't believe when music started and people were just sitting there and didn't get up to dance. So we ended up dancing a lot. So dance, I think dance is not only because it keeps you physically moving, which of course is good for you, but it's also interactive with other people. And that connection of moving with other people and sort of combining what you're doing with what other people are doing is fun, and I think it's healthy. So I think I probably do things differently without thinking about it, like even parenting. My husband and I are both very close to our children and our grandchildren, but I think we approach those relationships differently because we're a man and a woman. I think I talk more about the feelings that we're having about things and like that, and he talks more about how you fix the air conditioner and you know. So I think they are very like, not thought out things. I think it's just done differently because he's a man and I'm a woman. And I know one thing that I didn't mention that I should have very much in women's well-being part of that, and that is to have a close circle of women friends. I didn't talk about that, and it's probably one of the most important things in my life outside of my family, because I do have a circle of women friends who has made a huge difference in my life, and with whom I still connect even in this stay in place time. So I don't know why I didn't say that, but that is such an important thing to me, and so much of my time and energy is spent on making sure that those are healthy relationships with women. And that's another big difference I think between men and women. I know very few men who have that. They have men that they golf with or hunt with or do something, but that they just like to hang with and talk about how they're feeling and complain about other people. I mean, the things that women do, I don't think men do it that way. And I hadn't even thought about that, but that's probably the biggest difference between me and the men that I know as far as interacting with other people.